The American Association of University Women is an organization of university women throughout America. We have about 170,000 members. It was formed back in 1881, and it has continued with the objective of providing equity and opportunities for women. In Utah, we have 3 branches. We have 2 here in the Salt Lake area and 1 down in St. George. Then we have a state organization. And we all work together then on various equity projects for women. We work with other organizations in the state to do whatever is needed to promote women. And we have approximately 170 members here in the state.
We didn't even have a theme. We said, celebrate women's, and that's all we said. Women show in galleries and museums at a lower rate than men do. And frankly, it's gone back to the Renaissance. And so it's important because there's 2 ways all artists make money, and it's to sell art. And there's not a lot of places that you can show your art. And another thing that happens that I think is really important about this show is that because we hire an out-of-state juror, there's no nepotism. Because you'll see the same artists come up. And in this show, you see skilled artists, but they're professional, they're different ages, they're self-taught, and they're all good.
I think it's really important to carve out women-only spaces so that there's no overshadowing by male artists. So this is the first exhibition that I juried that was only women, and I think I'll say I don't really know that one could this sort of essentialist argument that maybe women produce more domestic scenes, or maybe women work in textile more, or something like that. But I'll say, as the juror looking over nearly 200 submissions, I was looking at the artwork from its technical, from a technical standpoint. Was it well made? That is always the first criteria that I'm judging, and then I'll start to think about, the subject matter and sort of the composition as a whole.
We've found a home here at the Utah Cultural Celebration Center. And they've been wonderful to us. Michael, who hangs this work, is incredible. And I don't think we want to go anywhere else because it's just a wonderful venue.
This is an important thing that we're excited about. This particular show, we had the most attendees. We expected 100, we got 230. It's the most amount of art sold. And so that's exciting because that's the only way artists make a living, is to sell art. And that goes with the AAUW mission, is equity and wage, and a livable wage. So I think we're providing something that's really important.
The winning artworks cover a very broad range because, of course, there are 16 artworks that were awarded prizes. So the best of show is called Choose, and it's by a very mature professional artist who is of Japanese descent, who spent time in an internment camp during World War II. The main figure stands, obviously a woman, stands with one arm raised in a gesture of protest, in a sort of a power gesture, and is surrounded by origami cranes made with gold-colored paper and black-colored paper. And the work is presented very much like a traditional Japanese scroll. And as we were discussing it, Marilyn and I, during this discussion about the awards, it was just so obvious that, the work was technically so perfect, and its meaning is so profound and really has to do with so many of the issues that are affecting people today.
If anything I learned being new to this exhibition in a leadership position is revisiting how the artists, many of our artists, don't know how to take it to market. And so what I hope to do in the future is for AAUW to do more outreach in between, but also some educational pieces or workshops in the fact that we say, how do we take it to market? And important things when you enter a show, like you've got to know DPI and a JPEG, and you've got to have it photographed, and you've got to be able to price it, and it has to come with a hanger. And there are a lot of things that self-trained artists really don't know how to enter the market. They don't know about a bio. And so, yeah, that's what I hope we do better, is more outreach. And I also would like to bring in the Native American women, the Chicano women. I want it to be more diverse and more outreach, so that's part of our outreach, so that we include all women in the state.